I tell people all the time, you cannot be confrontational on every issue. You're no less of a man or a woman backing down. Okay? Sometimes you just have the common sense to just walk away. But the word on the street is, I don't want to be punked out. Okay? You got kids killing kids. Okay? A lot of contributing factors to the elevation of homicides in this city. There's not one contributing factor. There are gangs. Okay? There's domestic issues. Okay? It's going to take an entire community effort to curtail the violence. Okay? I had a gentleman tell me a couple of weeks ago, he said, Leon, I appreciate what you're doing, but it's not going to stop until the people doing it want it to stop. Well, he has a valid point. That you know, I understand that, but that's not going to stop me from giving PSAs or stop the killing.
Areas in Middle Georgia, such as Macon-Bibb County, Milledgeville, and Warner Robins, have experienced a flux of increasing crime rates, specifically in the Macon-Bibb County and Milledgeville areas. Young African Americans and youths have been victim to or have committed murders with the use of firearms. The ages have ranged from 15 through 25. What motivates this heinous? Where has this derived from? When do we as a community take a stand to stop the violence?
Thing going on with your son?
I mean, I'm happy. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, man. I just wanted to spend some one time with my son, you know, because I'm just so proud of you. You know,
Thanks.
you finna walk proud from the stage and stuff like that. You know?
Yes, super excited.
Absolutely.
Very happy.
You know, and what's going on with you and the girl?
Why are you asking me this?
You know how it is, because you know I did have a dream about you.
What type of drink?
It was kind of like a bad dream. So I just want to put my hand on you, you know, and just tell God to put a hedge of protection around you, you know. And I want you to prosper in school, and you know, because you're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be the first one to walk across that stage.
Yes, I promise you guys, and I'm gonna do it.
And we're gonna have a great party, you know. We're gonna, you know, but you know, I just want you to be careful. Keep your eyes on the books and out them skirts.
Oh, well, what did you do growing up? That's how I got here. Right.
You know, I understand, but you know,
contradicting.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Just be careful, and you gonna. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
And look, I got that for your mom.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't want this to be flying all out the window when y'all going down.
You know what happened last time? You gave me something to give to her. Like, give it to her yourself. I cannot be the messenger.
No, we can't do that. So here it is, you give it to her, and you stay blessed, son.
Thanks, Dad.
Right.
But this is the last time I'm doing this.
Okay. And
the very last.
Okay. I got you. Yes, sir.
Love you.
One of the solutions recommended by BlackStarProject.org to be able to combat the rise of young urban teen deaths was to provide especially black boys with strong, positive men as mentors, role models, and particularly a connection to their fathers. Their quote, "Black boys, like any other children, will become what they see." Dr. Thomas Duvall, an established African-American dentist in the Macon community, Dr. Duvall can trace his own roots in this area back to 1870. He is not only a medical professional, but also a champion for African-American history.
For the most part, we had a village raising kids. Generally, when you talk to somebody in my age group, they will tell you that if you were caught doing something wrong by somebody in the community, well, first of all, they would call you on it, and then they would call your parents. And the difference is, when they would call your parents wouldn't argue with the person delivering the message. They would wait till you got home and they would deal with you. And generally, if you did something bad at school, you knew that you were going to have to be accountable for it when you got home. So, we respected and revered our teachers. Now, this is a sensitive subject, and I'm getting old now, so I'm just going to say this. One of the reasons why we've had so many problems in the school system is with integration. We lost that ability to discipline the children because of our history around slavery. Nobody wants to talk about that, you know. But the issue is the moral authority to spank an African American child, you know, based on our history. Now that's a very sensitive issue. But the truth of the matter is, our teachers took care of business. And virtually every teacher in the old public schools and in the Catholic school, they had either a paddle or a strap. We were into recycling back in the day. All those old razor straps that the barbers used to use got nicked, they got recycled, they got given to the teachers. Now, I'm not saying teachers were around there spanking everybody, but I remember very well one day when a kid, so-called sassed the teacher, wouldn't shut up. We were getting loud, and he was going to show out that day. And that teacher took care of business. Most of the time, all that teacher had to do was to go in there, pull the drawer out, and just give one whop across the desk. Perfect silence, perfect focus. There was no such thing as attention deficit syndrome. Boom! That's how things were handled. Now we've lost that. But today, we've also lost that history and culture piece.
Dr. Jeff Tarver of Houston County, Warner Robins, a college professor, a former juvenile parole officer, and the founder of Life League, a youth enrichment basketball program.
I used to be a juvenile probation officer in Middle and South Georgia, so I understood that the impact that I wanted to make could not be made between the hours of 8 to 5. So what I wanted to do was start a program that I could mentor young men and also young women on the weekends, to where we would use basketball and other activities as a hook in order to get the children there. But once we get them there, we teach them some life skills. So we've had a great amount of success since 2012. We're now in Georgia, South Carolina, and we're actually about to start a program in Brazil as well. So we've been very successful with using the things that the kids actually like to do as a catalyst in order to get the message across that they can achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve in life. Understand that there's a system in place that wants you to behave in the manner that you're behaving. And that system wants you to remain in the criminal justice system so that others can profit off of your mistakes. So before you make a mistake, I want you to sit down and just take a little bit of time to think about the consequences of those actions and the amount of people that are going to benefit from you engaging in that type of behavior.
Don't do it, young man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
All right, I'm so excited. Come on, watch your step.
I am too, son.
Oh, I can't believe I'm actually going to college. Okay, Dad's here. I'd listen. Just make sure you just Be cordial. This is my day. I don't want anything. And please, just for me.
Son,
Please.
Don't worry. I came to praise the Lord.
You came to praise the Lord the last time, and look what happened.
But the devil is a lie today. That womanizer will not cause me to come out of myself and lose my
Have a
religion.
great time, a great service. It's
Yes.
it's about me. It's not about you guys.
That's right. It's about my baby today.
Thank you.
I deal with that demon.
This is your day. Thanks, sir. Because all this old false assumption. Okay, hey, this. It just don't make no sense. And we in church.
Praise God.
Thank you first. Thank you. Thank you.
Dante, we're going to be your support system, but you must understand that the ultimate support system is Jesus Christ.
I'm swinging for the fences. First name basis, nothing but a basic. If life was a test, must be a Drake beat. Even though I live down, don't let me get in my zone. Ladies and gentlemen.
Blessed to have a job is the coroner's office. It is a high stressful job, and sometimes it get depressing. And the depressing part is the drawback about being a hometown boy is I know so many people. So many people has helped me and my family and my friends in one way or another. So when they lose a loved one through tragedy, it hurts me personally. And I have a tendency to take it personally when someone has helped me and my family in one way or another and they dealing with a tragedy. I'm dedicated to serving this community any way I can. Okay? But some of the things that I say, we need more positive leadership. Okay? We need more God. Okay? And we need more structure. Okay? And structure could be anything from positive role models. Okay? In the home, in the community, in the church. You got churches doing great things in this community. There's one thing Macon got plenty of. Churches, car washes, tidy ponds, liquor stores, banks, and funeral homes. All right? We got a church just about on every corner. They're doing their part. Sometimes I think they're going in different directions, but they have the same goal in mind. Okay? But you have to get the kid to the church. Okay? You got a kid that's been feuding with a kid for 2 or 3 years, all of a sudden he shoots and kills him in a restaurant in front of people. Okay? I grew up in the integration era. I was one of the first few blacks in Willingham High School. It was challenging. Okay? I know about that. I know about the Georgia flag. I know about the rebel flag. I know about the Confederate monument. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the homicide rate in Macon-Bibb County.
Attorney, and I have a few questions for you. I'm gonna need some details.
Look, lady, I just want out of here. I didn't shoot Dante.
Again, I'm the DA. I'm not your lady.
Sure.
Your client is a prime suspect with a real motive, and we've got witnesses.
Michelle, how long have we known each other? Long enough to know that you're wasting your time, you're wasting our time.
You don't have a weapon. You don't even have a real motive.
And as far as we are concerned,
Exactly.
we're walking out and we'll see you in court.
We'll see you in court.
That gang tattoo, you know, those expensive tennis shoes, that's that child's total identity. No one has taught that child who he or she really is. No one has taught them their history. Most important things, if not the most important thing that a child can learn from our history, is how our ancestors overcame adversity. These children are going to or have to overcome adversity to achieve. They need to learn ancestors accomplish things almost against impossible odds. And if they can accomplish these things in that era, then why can't you accomplish it now?
A lot of times what happens in a lot of urban communities, since they have been ostracized from the mainstream society, what happens is you see subcultures being developed to where they feel like they have a stake or they feel like they have value, and that can be a leader of a gang, right? They can be a leader of a particular block. Now, he or she may be engaging in delinquent behavior, but amongst their peers, they have value within that particular gang or that particular neighborhood. Unfortunately, we don't really have communities in black neighborhoods because we don't own anything. We have other people who own basically all of the resources and communities, to where when we get money, we spend our money with them. So at the end of the day, we don't own the communities, we just live there. So we create those deviant subcultures to where, you know, I can go on Instagram and do something crazy in order to get likes, because now I feel like I have value. Or I can go out and hurt somebody or kill somebody in order to get a higher rank in a game, because now I feel like I'm somebody. So we have to take away the negative, you know, ways of gaining self-esteem or gaining that affirmation of me being someone. If we can remove those negative ways of gaining that affirmation and replace them with positives, you'll start to see, you know, the behavior conform. But if the only way that I can feel like I'm valuable is to do something delinquent, then of course you're going to see the cycle, of course, again perpetuate itself.
Roger Jackson, community advocate, NFL professional athlete, and those are just a few of his accomplishments. Mr. Jackson is also the founder of Motivating Youth Foundation, a youth enrichment program that teaches children and teens life skills, education, and provides an after-school safe haven.
In our program, you know, we have a tutorial program, an after-school program, which try to pick up where the school left off. You know, an 8-hour day of them being in school is not always feasible for the teachers to get everything done in school. So with our after-school program, you know, we're here to assist them in their homework assignments, make sure that it's done, make sure it's correct. We've been here now going on 10 years, and the impact that we've had, you know, and instilling in our young men and young ladies, you know, the importance of education. But after they, you know, they see that, well, education, Mr. Jackson, what do we do after high school? And my point was making it to them that, you know, you go into college, you're going to graduate. So we've had the opportunity to send off a lot of kids off to college over the years. And they've graduated, and those that are still in college are on track to graduate. And we've had instances where, you know, we've had young men faced with other activities that they could have gone into that we're facing today as society. And we've had guys that was on the streets, almost homeless, but I was able to get them in college, take them to college, get them enrolled, and they graduated. And the impact of motivating youth in our community here and make a big has been a tremendous force. I see, you know, and it's not bragging or being boastful about it. It is what it is, you know, that if you take them and you groom them from, we started 5-year-olds, and we raise them up in our program, and stressing the importance of education and how important. The message I would try to get across to young men and young ladies that are in transition from teenager to early adulthood is, you know, think about what you're going to do in 5 years. Where you want to be in 5 years, where you want to be in 10 years, and then 15 to 20, you know, what your life is going to look like. And if you can envision your life being what it's going to be like at an early age, then try to be in there. If you want to get involved with crime and drugs and all those sort of things, if that's what you're going to do in 10, 15 years, then that's what you're going to be doing. You know, you're going to be doing a hard time.
thank God.
Grew up here in military. All right? And I've gone off and I've done a lot of things. And I have been successful in my life and my career. That's no brag. That's fact. Okay? But it all started right here in this school system. And one day, Floyd Griffin won't be around, but one day, when you're his age, you should be able to stand up here and encourage the young people to strive to be better than you.
So he rolled up at the bank, turned up on his drink. Saw a little girl walk in, then God start talking. If you do it, then you better think. No more kids, no more foul. Shoot first, all you gotta do is lead. They believe, trust me, I'll put you where you need to be. From a drive-by, hear the scream and the mother cry. Saw the light sweat singing wide. Raised money for you put a deep. Daddy can't even attend the funeral, cause daddy heart too weak. In the streets, don't forget back. City threats, they gon' handle that. 5-0s hit a scared too. Hell, they just like you. Ain't nobody bulletproof. Let's change for the young youth. Let's change for the young youth.